Hello and welcome to my channel, Redeeming Thunder. My name is Erica and I'm here to give you a fabulous prophetic word. This is chapter 32, part 2. And you do not want to miss this one, my goodness. So, the first thing that he says on 5/9/2025, so this May, in this year, he says Sapa, 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 Sapa 10 times. And Sapa means to be on guard, to be watchful, be at the gate, to peer into the distance, be a watchman. Okay? It also means the watchman give the prophetic word, the warning. Okay? So awesome Yahuwah has something better for you. Okay? This is for the Ordained Spouse series. He's saying to be watchful. Listen on. Okay, so I also had a dream, okay, that I want to share, and it has a lot to do with the Ordained Spouse series. So there's something that is holding back the promise, and it is no longer any spells, any witchcraft. It's something else. That's why I want you to listen on. Okay, so there is something that he wants you to say, okay? He says Sapa, Sapa, Sapa 10 times. And then he says, say the code word. And you're just like, oh my gosh, what's the code word? Right? You're like, this is my time to shine and I don't know what it is. Don't panic. It will come to you. Okay? And how it's going to come to you is because I'm going to tell you exactly what he wants you to say to him. Hallelujah. He's like, come on. You know what it is. And this is what you're going to say. Right now, you could be a little bit confused and you don't know who it is. You don't know who your future ordained spouse is. Well, guess what? This phrase right here is the key that's going to allow you to launch forth and finally gather the 100% of who it is. And if you thought it was a certain individual, you could be wrong though. Okay? You could be wrong, and that's why you want to get all the more confirmation of who it is. Okay? Okay, so he says, say this phrase. Reveal the selection you have chosen for me, Abba. Bring the selected choice to my attention. That's what you say. Again, say it with me. Abba, please reveal the selection you have chosen for me. Bring the selected choice to my attention. Now he's going to make you see it, the person. Okay? Because if you were contemplating 2 or 3 different individuals, he's going to have some narrow vision now, and he's going to have you notice to the extreme. Okay? And then he says, I heard you. I will do just that. Okay. Now, what he's doing in this hour is causing you to learn more about this individual and notice that whatever you're into, he also has that same interest. Okay? Yahuwah has been very detailed. Okay? So, for example, if you needed someone that was more playful, more outgoing, like in the sense of with children, let's say you have children, I'm giving an example here. You need someone that is more hands-on and just is able to like play sports or just do things family oriented. Let's say you didn't have that before. Let's say in the past you had been with other counterfeits, but they weren't into you, but they were just not all in with the whole family dynamic, you know, trying to do family fun adventures. Okay, this individual is going to be that for with you. Okay, it could be, let's say you really love seafood. Okay, and then but the individuals you've been with in the past, they didn't like seafood. So then it just clashed and you never really got to eat your favorite meals because you're always thinking of others to cook for what they would like. Well, guess what? The person that's for you is going to love seafood. Okay? So things like that. He has thought of everything. Yahuwah, your Elohim has thought of everything. Okay? He's going to love to assist you and to comfort you. This is where he feels he's taking care of you. When he teaches you, whether it be a subject, okay, or a skill, he's going to feel that he's sustaining you. Okay. Okay, now I'm going to talk about the dream that I had along with this prophetic word. Okay. Now, this was originally supposed to be on chapter 31, and I am putting on chapter 32, part 2. This is the karate tournament. So, now this is talking about the dream, okay? I had a dream regarding the Ordained Spouse series. And this is pivotal because it's something that's no longer any hindering spirits, okay, causing calamity in this union. There is something else. Okay, this is how the dream goes. I was an observer standing, and I saw this man ask this woman, "Do you want to come to my tournament?" He was part of a crew in a karate group, okay, and he was going to have a match. And she says, "Sure." So she shows up. Now the scene changes at the tournament now. And she excuse me, before entering the tournament there was a fancy buffet spread, like a table, okay, and I saw this woman, she did not serve her plate, she didn't feel hungry, and she also didn't want to eat, but she invited the counterfeit to come along to this tournament. All right, and he was apparently going to show up later. And so I saw this woman, and she was very eager to watch the individual perform. Okay, other members of the group performed other performances. One woman did a beautiful Asian dance with pink long flowy sleeves, and then she hung on the wall. And then it was time for the karate tournament to begin. And this individual was supposed to compete for a championship, right? And so she was standing out where the pews are at in the gym, in the pew stadium, okay? And she saw a door open out a ways. And so she's, of course, expecting everybody to wear like those outfits, okay? The karate uniform. But instead, she saw him locked arms with someone else and had on a long emerald green gown with gold embroidery lining, okay? And she's like, wait a minute, because I can hear what she's thinking, right? Why is he wearing that? He also had long hair, and he also stood by a woman that had blonde hair and she looked to have dimples, and she had the same color gown as well. Then another royal couple came out right behind them, locked arms, and they wore royal blue velvet gowns. Okay, so that the first couple wore velvet green emerald gowns. They looked like tunics. And they went on the floor to do a waltz dance. But the individual that she was looking at actually walked over to a chair, a king's throne chair. That man was staring at the woman that was standing in the pews. Okay. And the couple that the other couple that was wearing royal blue also sat in that throne's chair. So she's thinking, why did he invite me to watch if he was going to bring some other woman, and also he's not even doing karate. It just seems so weird. It's so odd, okay? It seems so odd. Okay, so he kind of looked a little drowsy, like a little drunk. Okay? And he was gazing at her, but then didn't walk up to her, just gazed at her. Okay? In the then the counterfeit arrived, so she left the pews to go meet him and then served him some food. I don't think he ate it, but they were just going to stand there and watch. But she went back to her spot. Okay? And some other woman that was eyeing him was right next to this woman and saying, I came to watch him. And she didn't say anything. Okay. So some of the situation is sometimes the future ordained spouse is with somebody else, with a counterfeit, okay? And so they're still having their own journey of ending that, okay? But this story is about the woman, okay? That's what Yahweh was trying to focus here. When she was watching them do the waltz dance, there was a man that kept looking at her, okay? Even though he was dancing with someone else, he wore royal blue as well. And every single time he'd do a turn, he'd purposely turn the other way and look at her and make sure, because she was recording, trying to watch by zooming in, because it was sort of far away where she was standing. And that's when she noticed somebody totally different was watching her. Now, if you watch chapter 32, part 1. Or 32, this segment here. The title was Be Watchful, Be Watchful. Yahuwah has something better. Okay? And so what you had thought was a perfect match for yourself could have been that it was not actually for you. Yahuwah had not 100% confirmed who it was yet. And he wants you to notice the other individual that was dancing and noticing you. But you will not realize it because you're too focused on the other individual that you thought it was him. Okay? So he wants you to no longer look through the little cell phone, but when she noticed him looking at her, besides looking through the cell phone view, and she looked at the bigger picture, she noticed there was somebody else there. Okay, so now Yahuwah says, no, that's not the delay. I removed the delay. There's no more delay. And then he says, did you know that he needs you more than he needs the other individual counterfeit that he was with? You are part of his mission. His destiny is linked to yours. He's looking at the crowd and he saw you. What I wanted you to see is that he's royalty. That's why he had him walk to the throne, the king's throne chair, okay? He wanted you to notice that who he's sending you is royalty, is a king. Okay. So when he said, you had brought the counterfeit along to this whole gathering. So basically your mindset was not on the new. We are in the stage of new beginnings, but your mindset was not on the new beginnings. So there is no more witchcraft. There is no more delay. Yahuwah removed everything else. So all that's left is you being a living sacrifice and being all in. All that's left is you embracing the new. And when you're ready to embrace the new, he's going to disclose who it is. When you're not ready to embrace the new, it's going to still look confusing. Okay? He's going to disclose who it is in these next chapters. Hallelujah. So stay tuned because it's getting quite the details. Okay, I already have up to chapter 42. Things are moving along quite quickly here. Okay? And so do not get stressed out. You're like, how can I prepare? How can I mentally and emotionally and all in prepare and want what Yahuwah wants? You're going to have to pray. Okay? You're going to have to consecrate. You're going to have to fast. You're going to have to dismantle your own old wineskin and your old garments, and you're going to have to put on new garments. Okay? You're going to have to not be in the pews. And you're going to have to believe that you're also royalty, because you are. Because this word is for the Esthers. Okay, so you're not an observer. You are all in. You are jumping in. Okay? So stay tuned, because I'm going to deliver part 3. And Esther, you did jump in. So stay tuned. Shalom.